this lip on this morning after I made coffee, but before I drank it. This is a risk. Worth it. Okay, hello, I'm Nikki Starr, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to do a little Nanowrimo wrap up and November Millworthy kind of rounding off. Got my stats in front of me on the computer, so if I look over there, that's why. If you've watched my monthly videos, some of this might be repeating myself, but so for day one I had a very strong 15,000 word day, and then my graph kind of has moments where it goes up, but there's a lot of kind of 2 blocks of time that are completely sort of straight lines, and there's some jaggedy in the middle. I think for week 3 I can definitely work out when that was. If you watch my Nanowrimo vlogs, you'll know that week 3 was a lot of self-doubt for me and a lot of just general life stuff. One of the things that I found really interesting when I was looking at this earlier is that I had 15 days where I wrote 0 words, and somehow managed to hit 62,000. I had 2 big writing days, so I had a 15k day, or just over 15k, and I had 11k, which was me finishing the book, and then my next biggest day was a 5k day, and I had a 5k day where I was over it, and one which I was literally like 17 words away from a 5k day. And then other than that, I didn't use the Nanowrimo website to track any of the like where you write, what time you write stuff. I did that for myself anyway. So then, Millwordy. So I wrote 62,064 words for my Nanowrimo project in November. That took me 66 20-minute writing sprints. That's the time that it took me broken down into 20-minute writing sprints. Sometimes they were more than that, sometimes they were 50 minutes, sometimes they were like 25 or 15, but on average it took me about that long, so I know later on how to plan them. Interestingly, my words per minute rate is not really any different from October's. October's was 47.53 and November was 47.16, which in the grand scheme of things, considering how many minutes I wrote for and how many words I wrote, it's not massively different. I wouldn't say it's massively significant, but if you watch the videos you'll know that it felt a lot slower. It felt like I was pulling the words from my soul rather than just writing them from my head. That was a fairly good amount of words for me to get in. I also did my outline for the next Space Pirates book, and I got 5,818 words in that, and that took me about 15 20-minute writing sprints. I think the outline so far is the most variable thing, because the first outline I did during Millworthy, which was for book 4, I did about a 35 words per minute rate. I was smashing it out, and then the next 2 have been closer to like 20 words per minute, and I think that's about right for me for outlines. But I think it's one of those things that I spend a lot of time sort of staring at the spreadsheet, and I spend a lot of time kind of trying to think about what might be the next step for the book or the crew, or what the crew would actually do. Because sometimes I'll come up with a really cool thing and I'll be like, oh, what if they did this? And then my little sensible brain will have to turn around and go, yeah, but there's no way your crew would do that. You've written them a very specific way. What I also did last month, which I don't think I updated in the vlogs because I was so focused on Nanowrimo and things. Each month I tend to plan in a few hours of what I call writing study, where I find videos online or online lectures from people, and I just listen to other people's like thoughts on world building and how to build characters and plot lines and stuff, and then I just sort of make notes if I feel ever so inclined. I usually don't make notes. I usually kind of just internalize it, think about it, and then come back to it when I'm outlining. But basically made myself a little playlist, and this month I made a lot more notes, and seeing as, you know, Millworthy is all about the words, I thought I would track how many I did. I did about 750 extra words just from watching those videos through, which I would have done anyway, and making some notes. Specifically for me, I was looking at royalties and like empires and what makes an empire realistic that people would stay, but also potentially realistic enough for them to topple, or at least to be very much impacted by my crew towards the end. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with my empire yet. Don't know how it's going to end. Can't work out if it's a few corrupt people in an empire or if the whole empire just needs to burn and start again. Haven't worked that out yet. So in total for my Millworthy month, I got 68,636 words using actual hours. And if you're new here, I do a lot of my goal planning with the idea that an hour's worth of work is 40 minutes because it allows me to do Pomodoros, or it basically allows me on a bad day to just get 40 minutes words out and get away from the computer, or to go do something else. And I think that's been really, really beneficial for me. So I'm not going to stop doing that, but it does mean that when I refer to hours, usually I mean 40 minutes. In this, actual hours, 60-minute hours, the hours that all other humans work to. I did about 28 hours work of writing in total this month, which it always feels like much more than that. But that's the actual writing time, so it doesn't include me making a cup of tea before I write and sitting down. It doesn't include me thinking about things when I'm out going for a walk. It doesn't add up any other time other than when I am sat down and writing, unfortunately. But I'm yet to find a good way of tracking any of the other time. Interestingly, my rate for the hours has gone down quite a bit. Now, I think that might be because my drafting rate hasn't gone down very much. Actually, my outlining rate has not gone down massively. I think it must be the addition of the world building, because I did 4 hours worth of kind of writing study. I don't think I made notes for all of it, but essentially I did that over the month and only got 750 words, which I think is dragging down the average. So I think the average rate per hour is probably going to start being unreliable when I do like read-throughs, or when I do things like that world building where it just takes longer to think about it, or you're watching a video and digesting it. What I'm going to really do, what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to risk it, is I'm going to delete my December stuff because I can't remember where I was at the end of Millworthy in total. Ugh. I finished off November in terms of Millworthy goal with 180,000, give or take some words, but pretty damn close to that, which means I am really, really on track to hit the 250,000. I'm probably going to stop updating about that because I think that's just going to happen soon. And I am 30% of the way to my middle goal, which is 600,000, don't ask. It's a 1,000,000 word goal. You'd expect the middle goal to be 500,000. And it's not. And it's mostly based on the idea that most of my drafts of books come out as like 60k, and it's just don't ask, it's fine, everything's fine. That was my November in a nutshell, I guess. Nanowrimo was this year very, very strange, and I think I've said it in my videos before, it's partly because of what's going on in the world and how everything is just mad right now. It's also partially because I started a new job, so I'm doing a lot of like learning, and I'm coming home from the job. I'm turning off the work computer. I'm logging off from work and I'm feeling really, really kind of knackered. So where in my old job, there were definitely days where I came home and I was really tired, but for the most part, because I had a lot of stable ground in my old job and I knew everything, I wasn't so tired out by all the learning of stuff. So I was able to come back to my computer and just write. It's starting to come back, but it's been a bit more of a struggle the last couple of weeks. November was weird. This month, the plan for Millworthy and everything in general is to reread over some previous standalones that I did and see if I can merge that into the Space Pirates world. So my monthly vlog this month will kind of cover hopefully some of that. Other than that, normal service, as far as normal service is on this channel, because I've only been doing it for a few months, will resume. So there will start being more vlogs like this, and the Sims videos will come back. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Why did I do this to myself? The slipstick's going to go everywhere by the end of the day, isn't it? Not even by the end of the day. It's only 9:15.